How accessibility components impact entrances in education. Welcome to Building Knowledge 101. In this video, we explore how thoughtful selection of hardware allows architects to design schools and windows and entrances that combine security and accessibility. There are four main areas where accessibility impacts the way entries are built. So let's take a look at these. The most obvious area that is affected by accessibility requirements is the entry to the buildings. This falls under Chapter 4, Accessible Routes in the ADA legislation. Clear opening mandates that attention must be paid to the clearances necessary to allow easy access in and out of a building. The door must provide a clear opening of no less than 32 inches. Most standard commercial entrances start with a 36-inch door opening. So the hinge you select can change how much clear opening. Some of the hinges take up more space than others. So if you start with a door that has a DO or door opening of less than 36 inches, look carefully at the hinges you select for that door. There are other potential barriers and obstructions that must be addressed. Threshold height must be limited to no more than ½ inch, and ramps may be necessary to ease both the approach and passage through an entrance. Looking at this entrance in the picture on the right, you can see the door on the right has a power assist operator. Mid-rail panics secured to a removable mullion. Tall bottom rails on the door match the adjacent side light. ADA requires a bottom rail of 10 inches so that a wheelchair entering through the door does not get snagged on any part of the glass or the frame. You can see an example of a thermally broken threshold here. Even with the thermal brakes introduced, they are still less than ½ inch. Improperly applied or adjusted door hardware can also create a barrier to accessibility. For example, a door that requires excessive opening force or that does not allow adequate time safely pass through it would be considered a barrier. ADA establishes maximum heights for hardware location, key hardware components. The heights are limited based on what someone can reach from a wheelchair. Most all manufacturers have made ADA prescribed hardware locations their standard application. It is safe to assume that when you install an aluminum commercial entrances, the locks, push, pull locations are all going to conform with ADA requirements. Accessibility requirements also dictate the inclusion of power operators at some entrances. These may be fully automatic or power assisted with actuators. Here you see two pair of entrances. On this pair on the right, you clearly see an indicator showing that this has a power operator attached to them. You can see the highly visible stickers on them. And here on the exterior is the actuator for the door. And here's a single entrance with an actuator located here on the exterior. Here is an exterior view of a vestibule with a pair of doors. As you can see, one of the two is clearly called out as having power assist on it. You can see the actuator in front of it. Here's the interior view of the same vestibule. The leaf in this pair is marked with a power assist, and you can see here the low profile operator on the header. Vestibules serve a couple of purposes. During inclement weather, people can stop, brush off rain, and wipe mud off their feet. They create an airlock, preventing air-conditioned air from escaping a building. And for security, if an alarm is triggered, the interior pair of doors or the exterior can immediately be locked, preventing people from passing through. That is all we have time for in this video. If you'd like to watch more of our 101 video series, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kawneer Company, Inc.